Tangal greetings, I'm Jesse Repskana, the leader of this group. So in this video, we're going to discuss about this Smart City Emergency Response Management System that our group make. In this video, i-discuss ko yung main class. So itong main class, ito yung nag-start ng program. Dito rin, ginagawa lahat ng mga components ng system. So makikita dito yung city map, city graph, city responder store, emergency VST. So itong initialize system, so ito yung naglo-load ng default data tulad ng Kabuyaw map at responders para ready na agad ang system. So next itong do while loop. So ito naman yung main menu namin. Dito makikita lahat yung dito may mamili si user kung anong action yung gusto niyang gawin. So sa 1, view city map, 2 is view city responder, and 3 is add emergency, 4 process all emergency, 5 summary report, 6 view all emergencies, and 0 is exit. So yun, pag nag-enter na ng choice si user, pupunta siya dito sa switch. So dito nakalagay yung mga case na piliin. So case 1, yun nga, view city map. Case 2, view responders. So on hanggang sa case 0, which is exit. So dito meron din kaming default na nilagay kasi pag si user is nag-input ng invalid na choice, so magpi-print out siya ng invalid choice, try again. So ulit si user, mag-input na lang ng ulit. So next this initialize system function. So sa block na to, ito yung sineset up yung buong system, niloload yung Kabuyaw map at mga responders para pag-start ng user, ready na lahat. So ito yung initialize Kabuyaw map. So ito naman yung nag-active ng functions na magsi-set up ng Kabuyaw map. And then this initialize responders. So dito naman sineset up lahat ng responder para ready na sila. So ito na function na to, yung save int. So yung function na to, sine-check niya lang kung number ba yung in-input ni user. So yun lang yung function nun. And then next this add emergency input function. So itong function na to, siya yung nag-handle ng pag-add ng bagong emergency report. And then this is yung available location loop. So ito lang yung nagpiprint ng lahat ng available cities na gusto makita ni user. So ito yung purpose ng loop na to. And then next this enter emergency type. So itong type na to, so hiningi lang kung anong klaseng emergency ang nangyayari, which is fire, accident, theft, or anumang type ng emergency ang nangyari. So this is int lock, so means location. So ito int lock na to, dito lang ini-store yung location ng index na pinili ni user. So and then naglo-loop siya kasi sinisigurado niya na valid yung in-input ni user. Yun yung purpose ng while loop. And then next this int urgency. So ito naman yung urgency na variable na nag-hold ng urgency level. So then may while loop din siya. Siya yung naglo-loop para i-check kung valid ba yung in-input ni user. Then so may if condition siya dito. So siya yung nagche-check kung pasok ba sa range yung in-input ni user, kasi kung hindi, magpiprint siya ng invalid urgency and mag-enter ulit ng panibago. And then this emergency node. So ito yung gumagawa ng bagong emergency o gamit ang input ni user. So yun yung purpose ng emergency node. Then so sa bst.insert. So dito nilalagay ng BST para naka-organize na yung mga emergency record. So nilalagay lang dito sa bst.insert. So in this last function, so ito naman yung function na nagsiset up ng lugar o routes na sa Kabuyaw. So dito ginagawa lahat ng map ng Kabuyaw, nag-add tayo ng location at kinoconnect yung mga routes ng map. So gumagamit din tayo ng ginagamit din ito pa sa paghanap ng pinakamalapit na responder. So ito yung int hall. So sa line na to, dito tayo nag-add ng listahan ng city. So int hall, int population seat, population, and so on. And then the next is the graph.add route. So ito naman yung gumagawa ng road connection sa mga lugar. sa mga lugar na pinili natin. Example yung hall and population. So that's route none is number 2.
Greetings everyone, I'm Marvin Spidillion. I'm going to present this line of code. The first is the initialize responders. Method begins with printing a message that is registering responders. It then create a three responder object, an ambulance, a fire truck, and a police unit. Each with its own ID type. Then the starting location. These locations are retrieved from the city map using name like Cabuyao City Hall, Poblacion, and Pulo. Each responder is added to the responder store. And finally, a message is printed confirming that all responders has been registered. Then next is the process emergency method. Start by checking if its emergency queue stored in a emergency BST is empty. If it is, the program print that no emergency are available and exit the method. Then if the emergency exists, it prints a header showing the processing has begun inside the loop that runs until the all emergency are handled. Then the program retrieves the most urgent emergency using extract map. If this return nothing, the loop stop. For each emergency, the program prints details such as its type, location, and urgency. It then attempts to find the nearest available responder. Then, if none are available, the emergency is marked as pending. Next is, if a responder is found, the system calculates the shortest path using discharge algorithm and check if a valid route exists. If no route exists, the emergency is again marked pending. If there's a route, the distance is computed and an ASCII visualization of the path is printed. Then the responder is then dispatched. Their location is updated to the emergency site. Their availability is set back to true and the emergency is marked as resolved. Then the program also update statistics such as proceed count, result count, and total distance traveled. Then the last part is the print summary method. Prints a neatly formatted summary of the system performance. It displays the total number of emergency handled, then total responders, then average response distance, successful rate, and number of pending emergency. It calculates an overall rating that excellent, good, or fair, or poor based on the percentage of successfully reserved emergencies. After showing all the results, the summary section ends with a divider for clarity. Yun lang.
Dangal greetings, I'm Josephine Medina Cruz, and today I will explain the city graph. Sa block 1 po, which is yung fields and variables, dito po nakadefine yung tatlong main na gamit ng cities. Dito po nakalista yung lahat ng city. Sa city count na nagsasabi kung ilan na ang dadagdag at ang map naman po na tumutulong mahanap ang city gamit ang pangalan niya. And para lang itong address book ng mga city. Sa block 2 naman po, which is yung constructor, kapag ginawa ang city graph, gumagawa ito ng listahan ng cities na may minimum na size na 8. Sineset din po niya ang bilang ng city sa 0 at sinesave yung map na pinasa mo. Dito nagsisimula yung pagbuo ng structure. And yung block 3 po, yung method which is yung add city. Kapag nag-add ka ng city gamit ang pangalan, una niyang tinitignan kung nakalagay na ito sa map. Kung meron na, ibabalik lang niya yung index. Kung wala pa, sinisiguro muna niyang may enough space yung array. And pag may space naman po, gagawa siya ng bagong node para sa city. Lalagay sa listahan and lalagay din sa map at itataas ang city count. Sa dulo naman po, babalik niya yung index ng bagong city. And yung block 4 po and method which is ensure capacity, ito yung extra space maker. Kapag puno na ang listahan ng cities, gumagawa ito ng bagong listahan ng doble ang laki niya. Tapos kinokopya lahat ng all data doon para hindi po maubusan ng space habang nagdadagdag ng cities. Then block 5 method add route, ito naman po yung naglalagay ng connection sa pagitan ng dalawang city. Gumagawa ito ng dalawa. Isang route papunta po at isang route pabalik. Kasi ang graph mo ay two-way, nakastore ang mga to sa form ng linked list na connection ng bawat city. Block 6, which is the method get city name. Ito po yung simpleng parang kumukuha ng mga pangalan ng city. Kapag valid ang index, ibinabalik ang pangalan ng city. At kapag mali naman po yung index, ibabalik niya is unknown para hindi po mag-error. And block 7, which is yung method na get city count, pinabalik lang nito kung ilang city na meron ka na sa graph. Basic getter lang po siya. And method po na print city network. Ito po yung nagpiprint ng buong network ng cities. Ipinapakita po nito yung bawat city at sa ilalim niya is nakalista lahat ng cities na nakakonekta sa kanya kasama yung mga kilometers. Parang text version ng mapa ng mga connection. And yung method po na print ASCII map, dito po nagpiprint ng mga simpleng drawing ng mga mapa. Kung nandyan yung specific cities, tulad ng uptown, downtown, etc., para lang ito maging visual at mas madaling makita yung arrangement ng mga lugar. And last po is yung block 10, which is print ACSII route. Ito naman po yung nagpiprint ng route step by step. Una, ipapakita niya yung pangalan ng mga current city. Tapos pag may kasunod pa, hahanapin niya yung tamang distance sa adjacency list. Pag nakuha na, ipapakita niya yung arrow na pababa kasama ang kilometro. Parang simpleng vertical travel guide po siya. Mula umpisa hanggang dulo, yung route po niya. Yun lang po. Thank you po.
Dangal greetings, I am Ronorman Biganayang and I'm going to explain this part of our code. The first block is, sa part na ito is, nakaset up lang lahat ng kailangan bago mag-run yung algorithm. Chine-check muna kung valid yung source at yung destination. Kung mali, mag-exit agad siya. Gumagawa rin ng disk, preb at visited array. Yung disk is nakaset sa malaking number kasi hindi pa natin alam ang totoong distance. Yung preb naman is nakaset siya sa -1 kasi wala pang na-trace na path. And yung visited naman is naka-false kasi hindi pa sila naka-check. Tapos yung disk ng source, ginawa natin 0 kasi doon tayo magsisimula. And sa next block naman is dito naman sa may block 2, which is yung for loop. Dito gumagana yung pinaka-core ng Dijkstra. Naghahanap tayo ng next city na hindi pa visited at may pinakamababang distance. Once makita, magmamark siya ng visited. And kapag yan yung destination, stop na. Tapos susuriin natin lahat ng edge mula city na yon. Kung mas maikli yung bagong daan papunta sa neighbor, i-update yung disk at preb. Ito yung process para mahanap yung pinakamaikling ruta o yung route. And next naman is sa block 3. Dito naman sa may if na block. Dito is after makompute yung distance, gagawin na natin yung actual path. Kung walang preb value yung destination, ibig sabihin wala talagang ruta. Pero kung meron, magte-trace back tayo mula sa destination pabalik sa source. Bibilangin muna yung haba ng path. Tapos ilalagay sa out path array yung tamang sequence ng cities. Ito na yung final order ng trace ay ng ruta. Next block is yung method na compute path distance. Dito naman is kinukuha yung total na kilometers ng ruta and lalakad tayo sa bawat magkasunod na city sa path, hanapin yung edge na tumutugma sa next city. Kapag nakita, add natin yung distance sa sum. Tapos paulit-ulit hanggang makompute yung buong ruta. And next naman is yung method na print path. Dito is simple lang itong part na to. Ina-output lang yung buong ruta from start to end. And yung pinapakita yung name ng bawat city tapos nilalagyan ng arrow para mas madaling sundan. And next part ko naman is dito sa may public class BST node. Dito is ginagawa yung isang node para sa BST na nakabase sa urgency level. Yung urgency key, yung number kung gaano ka-urgent yung case. Head at tail, yung ulo at dulo ng lista ng emergency sa level na yan, parang queue. Left at right yung pointers papunta sa left child at right child ng BST. Sa constructor, sinet yung key tapos ginawang munang null. Lahat para ready malagyan habang nag-insert ka ng data. And yun lang yung sa akin.
Greetings, my name is Yasimbila Barquez and ang i-explain ko po na part is sa city map class. So first is gagawa po tayo ng variable and public po ito para ma-access po siya outside the class. And first is string array and keys. Int array which is yung value, int size, and int capacity. So first dito po tayo sa first method which is yung city map. Meron po siyang parameter na int and ang pangalan po niya is initial capacity. So ang ginagawa po nito is in-ensure niya po na ang minimum capacity po natin is 8 and ina-allocate din po natin yung capacity dito sa dalawang array natin which is yung value and yung keys. So para parehas po sila ng size and sinet din po natin yung size to 0. So next dito po tayo sa put method, meron po itong parameter na string key and int value. So ang ginagawa po nito is in-search niya po yung key doon sa array natin. So kapag nag-i-exist po yung key na yon is ma-update po yung value nun, and if not naman po is i-expand po nito yung array kapag puno na. So next method po natin is boolean and pangalan niya po is contains key. So ang parameter po niya is string key. So, ang ginagawa po na ito is sinisimple check nyo lang po if yung index is nagre-return po siya ng valid index. Next, dito po tayo sa my next method which is int and ang pangalan niya is get. So, ang ginagawa po na ito is sinesearch niya po yung key. So, kapag nire-return niya po yung value na ito. So, kapag nakita niya po yung key, kinukuha niya yung value sa by return. Kapag di naman po nakita yung key, magre-return po siya ng -1 which is yung not found. O next, sa index of meron din po itong data type na int. So ginagawa po natin, i-scan niya po yung index natin to 0 hanggang sa array size po natin. So next is check niya po if yung key po is nag-equal po doon sa kinahinahanap natin. Next, dito po sa ensure capacity. So ang ginagawa po nito, wala rin po pala siyang parameter and ang ginagawa nito is dinodouble niya po yung capacity ng array natin kapag puno na. And kinakopy niya po yung laman ng old array din po sa bagong na doubling array. So, to conclude, halos lahat po ito ng method na to is time complexity po nito is ON and ang ginamit po namin na data structure dito is yung map data structure. Yan lang po.
Dangal greetings, i-explain ko po yung class na may pangalang responder store, kung ano po yung function niya, at i-explain ko din po yung ilang methods at function. So sa unang bahagi po ng code, makikita po natin yung constructor. So yung constructor po is gumagawa ng array kung saan nilalagay o ini-store yung mga responders. So, sunod, yung method na may pangalang add responder. Gamit po yung method na to, nakakapagdagdag po tayo ng responder. At kung kinakailangan, ine-extend po yung capacity ng array. So, basically, ito po yung insertion. Yung sunod na method naman po is yung print responders. So, dito, dinidisplay yung status ng mga responders. Sunod is yung get count, get responder, set responder available, and set responder location. So, sila po yung access and modifier function. So, kapag may kukunin po tayong responder or yung bilang po nila, tapos kung may isa-set po tayong responder na yung availability niya tsaka yung location, ito po yung gagamitin natin. So yung panghuling method or yung sunod na method is yung find nearest available responder. So, ang ginagawa naman po nito is pagkatapos mo malaman yung emergency type at availability ng mga responders, nagko-compute po siya o inaalam niya po kung sino yung pinakamalapit na responder para pumunta dun sa emergency. Yun lang po.
This code manages all the responders in the emergency system, like police, fire trucks, and ambulances. The print distance estimates method checks every available responder, figures out how far each one is from the emergency based on their path, and then prints those distances so we know who's the closest. The dispatch responder method is the part that actually sends a responder out. It prints who's being dispatched, marks them as unavailable, and shows the route they'll take city by city until they reach the incident. There are also helper functions, like one that gives a simple fallback city name if no map data is provided, and another that picks the right type of responder based on keywords like fire, injury, or robbery. So for this responder data value, the class stores 4 key pieces of information: an ID, the responder type, their location index, and whether they're currently available. The constructor takes the ID, type, and location index and sets all those directly. It also automatically sets available to true, meaning every responder starts out ready to be deployed.
Dangay greetings, sir. My name is Mariel Burgas and I'm gonna explain some block of codes here in Emergency Binary Search 3 class. So the class Emergency Binary Search 3 is siya yung main tree structure, and each emergency is may naka-assign na urgency value which becomes the BST key. So kapag ang dalawang emergencies is merong same urgency, they are stored 5 po or the first in first out queue order within the same node. Next is the stats. So dito naman yung mga variable na to is nagtatrack ng statistics about the emergency system, like before assignment requirements, like ilang emergencies na yung na-process, ilan na yung na-resolve, yung pending, and also the total distance traveled. Next is the public emergency BST, which the root is equals to null. So itong constructor naman na to is nag-i-initialize naman siya ng empty binary search tree. So ang time complexity nito is big O of 1 kasi it does constant amount of work. Meaning, ina-assign niya lang yung variable root to null. So walang loops or recursive calls na nangyayari dito, and kinukumpleto nito yung constant time regardless of how big the tree eventually grows. Next is the next ID method. So yung method naman na to is nagre-return ng integer ID each time na natatawag using a variable. So it works with increment operator, which first return the current value of the ID counter and then magi-increase ng isa. So each calls gives a new number. kaya naging big O of 1 yung time complexity nito is binabasa niya lang and nag-i-increment siya ng single variable. Next is the isEmpty method. So, this method naman is chine-check niya whether yung binary search tree is nagko-contains ng nodes. It does this by testing kung yung root ba is null, and kapag null siya, ibig sabihin yung tree has no nodes. And yung method na to is magre-return into true. So, big O of 1 yung time complexity niya kasi it only involves a single comparison. Next is the method insert. Ito namang method na to is nag-a-add ng new emergency nodes sa binary search tree. It does this by calling a helper method insertRec which passing the current root and yung bagong node, and i-update niya yung root with the result. So, sa balance na binary search tree, yung inserting method takes O logarithmic of n kasi kailangan nilang i-traverse yung tree along a single path. And then, sa worst case naman is, if yung binary search tree is unbalanced, it takes big O of n, where n is yung number ng node sa tree. Last is the insertRec method. So, this method naman is recursive helper siya na nag-i-insert ng new emergency node sa binary search tree. So, it places the node sa correct position based sa binary search tree property nito. And if yung node is merong same urgency that already exists, mag-a-append yung panibagong node sa linked list at the binary search tree node in, first out order.
In this part of the system, we handle how responders are evaluated and dispatched during an emergency. First, the print distance estimates method loops through all available responders and uses the Dijkstra's algorithm to compute the shortest path from each responder's location to the emergency site. It then fits the estimated distance to the system, can identify the nearest unit. Next, the dispatch responder method is responsible for actually sending a responder to an emergency once a unit is chosen. The system prints a confirmation message, marks the responders unavailable, and displays the full route it will take going from its current city to the incident location. Overall, these functions work together to calculate the fastest responder and visualize the path they travel, making the emergency response process efficient and easy to track.
This part shows emergency BST code which organize incidents by urgency. The print line order method traverses the tree in order so emergencies are displayed from lowest to highest urgency. For each node, the system prints all incidents under the urgency group, including their ID type, city location, and urgency level. This makes it easy for the dispatcher to see and prioritize emergency in a clear sorted list.
Danga greetings, my name is Simila Marquez and mag-explain ko po ang edge node. So, ano nga po bang ginagawa nitong edge node? So, edge node po is isang small container kung saan nagko-contain po siya ng information ng one node from a city to another city. So, parang ito po yung edges na dadaanan ng city natin para makarating po tayo sa location. So, for the variables, variable type is int, and then ito pong to index, ito po yung index na pupuntahan or yung city na pupuntahan mo. So distance km, ito po yung how far the road is. Next is the next naman po is sineset niya po yung address from one node to another. So ano nga po ba yung ang ginagawa ng constructor? So, ang ginagawa po nito is sinesave niya po yung destination ng city, and sinesave niya din po yung distance ng road, and sineset niya po yung next tunnel kapag wala na pong nakakonect sa kanya. So, in short po, yung edge node po natin is para po siyang one road. So, ito po yung dadaanan ng para po makapunta po tayo sa destination natin. So, Ini-store po ito sa linked list. And para din po malaman natin yung mga neighbors na dadaanan natin para po makapunta tayo sa location. Yun lang po.
The program represents a city as graph. Each node is a city, and each edge node is a road that connects cities. This allows the program to build an adjacency list, which is efficient for mapping routes. We also use a binary search tree to store emergency responders, allowing fast searching and organizing of responder information. The main program creates the cities, connects them with distance, loads the responders, and then map and responder data. These projects show how graph and trees can work together to simulate real-world systems like navigation,